It's me again, Micah. This is Wellspring Week 4, coming to you from my in-laws' super swag basement. You should see this place. It even has fire engine red carpeting. We're talking about a teachable spirit, and this week we're looking at the people who teach us. As we're looking at the people who teach us, we're going to Proverbs chapter 6, verses 20 through 23. Let's look at that together. Proverbs 6, 20 through 23.
My son, keep your father's commands, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them upon your heart forever. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will speak to you. For these commands are a lamp, this teaching is a light. And the corrections of discipline are the way to life.
So on the first day, you can read the passage to your players, and then invite them to explore in what ways this passage speaks to having a teachable spirit, and ask them why they think this is important. On Tuesday, you can ask your players what the passage says about how God first begins to teach us to have a teachable spirit. Ask them to explore verse 20. In verse 20, we see that the reader, or us, we are being told to listen to our parents, to listen to our fathers and mothers. Now, all of us will find reasons and excuses not to listen to the authorities in our lives, and our parents are no exception. I appreciate in this devotion that it points out no parents are perfectly equipped or perfectly able to teach us everything that we need to know. Now, this doesn't give us or our players a reason to discount the authorities God has placed in our lives. God will use multiple people in multiple ways throughout the course of our lives to learn to be teachable, to learn how to follow God in the best ways, how to love Him and how to love our neighbors. On Tuesday, you ask your players how they've responded to the authorities that God has put into place. For them to consider this. Have they had a teachable spirit? Are they listening to their father, their mother, their teachers, their coaches, and all the authorities God has put in place? On Wednesday, you'll ask the players what the scripture tells them to do in order to hold on to the teaching that they've been given. You can find that answer in verse 21. There's a binding and there's a fastening of the instruction that we've been given. It's placed on our heart so that it can lead us in our lives. That's a valuable question. James talks about the idea of a man going and looking at his natural face in the mirror and walking away, forgetting what he looked like. It gives the idea that there's some flaws to us that need corrected. And as we take the scripture, we apply it to our lives, we're laboring and we're working to correct those flaws. There's an effort that's involved. You can think of the times that you've gone to church and you've walked out afterwards, and perhaps someone's asked you what you thought of the sermon or what the sermon was about, and that you had no idea. The scripture is to be making an active impact on our lives. It takes an effort. Here it's being described as binding it or fastening the instruction that we're given on our hearts. The fourth question is, how will remembering and following valuable instruction benefit you in the future? According to verses 22 and 23. We look and there's a leading, a guiding, and a watching over us through the course of our lives. This is necessary work for people who live in a fallen world and people who have fallen hearts. We need instruction and leading and guidance. You can use Friday as an opportunity to review everything that you've gone over. Invite them to consider the truths that have been offered. Have them describe what a teachable athlete will do based on the study that you've had. Also invite them to pray for their team, that the members of their team and their team would grow in each of them having a teachable spirit. Have them explore what a teachable athlete looks like, and invite them to pray for one another, and you pray for them. Having a teachable spirit is necessary in the Christian life. It's necessary on a team. It's necessary for individuals. I hope you have a blessed week with your team. I hope you have a blessed time in the Word together. And God bless you.